Hello everyone and welcome. My name is Tim, trader at the Camp Compound, and it's time for our crypto analysis. Let's get right to it. In front of us we have Bitcoin on the 1-day chart, and we actually have quite an important day. Let's have a look at why. So here we see this downward sloping trend, and we can draw an upsloping trend right here. Let me actually change that into the same color, and there we go. And then what we see is something called price compression. That means that the price action is slowly becoming smaller and smaller each passing day. Like you can see here, well, it shot up a little bit, but you can kind of see the triangle formation. Now, price compression is generally a prelude to a continuation. That means that here we saw a move down, then we see the price compression, then the chance is higher that we will continue downwards. So let us measure how far that may take us. So we take the start right there and we pull it down to the close of this daily bar right here, just to be conservative. If you want to be a bit more aggressive with your forecast, you could take it down a bit further. So if we copy and paste that and we paste it right here at the breakout, then you see that that will take us to just about the low of this major support area right here if we break through properly. Now, for today, you do see that we broke out, but the day has not closed yet. So what are we looking for? Now, what we want to see today, or well, maybe not want to see, but what would confirm it, is if we can close today under this upward trend line, this tiny one right here. And then we're not quite done yet. Then tomorrow we want to see confirmation. That means that the day will close below, well, preferably this little wick right here, or under this support. But it could also be seen as confirmation if we just close significantly lower, or if we have a strong bearish body. That is what we will be looking for. Although if we do break through this support, then our confirmation timer starts ticking again, because we broke through a new important level, and every time we break something important we want to wait until it confirms. Otherwise we might see, like for instance on this level right here, we broke through the resistance and then the next day we came all the way back. Well, we did still continue upwards, but it was not as strong of a move because we did not have that proper confirmation. This is not a great example, but it is the one that I have for you right in front of me. So that is what we're currently looking for, and of course if Bitcoin does manage to break down, then the rest of the market will probably follow. We will also have a lower low as we have broken this support point right here, this one. That is what we're currently looking for in Bitcoin. Do be aware that if we break this major support level, we will probably move towards somewhere in the 18,000s. That is quite plausible. If we move on to Ethereum, we see a similar structure, but now in blue to keep it exciting and fresh. We see the same sort of price compression. We see that similar triangle, and we see a similar measure from the top here to the low here, and that brings us to about 1475. Now, this would also mean that we have pierced this support for 4 times, and that means that there is about a 60% chance that we will continue lower and that this support is broken for good, or at least until the next time the market is in a rally again. The next important levels would be 1425 and 1360. However, on the last way up, what we notice is that this 1425 was not really considered by the market. It just immediately crashed through. And that means that for now on, or from this point onwards, it might be a weaker support. And that means that we might just crash on immediately through to 1360. So keep that in mind. If that does happen, the broader altcoin market will probably also crash further, meaning that, you know, we have to be careful in the coming days, because it might just be a bloodbath out there over the coming time. That being said, let's have a look at what we can do with that bloodbath to turn it into a profit shower. Now, here we have ADA, for instance, Cardano, and what we can see here is that it has already, no, that's not what I meant to do, that it has already hit quite a major support, but because both Bitcoin and Ethereum are so weak, I would not want to enter just yet. I would want to take opportunity of, well, the lower prices that the market is giving us. So maybe when we hit that 30 cents approximately, I would look for a scale in for a first position. And then here you see that there is very little in the way of support. So under that 30, we could also immediately break through to 26. So the game plan becomes, if we break through this support and if we touch the next one, first and foremost we want to check what the price action is doing at that point. What is Cardano doing around this support? If it seems to be very weak, we will wait and we will grab a position at the next major support, because that is, well, the best one that we've had in recent memory. So that would be a great opportunity. If there does seem to be somewhat of a mounting strength around that 30 cents, then we will be able to take a small position and maybe, let's say, if we enter here, we might just make a 10 to 17% gain, depending on the violence of the bounce, very much. So that is how we look at the game. And then we, of course, have the RSI to help us with looking at mounting strength. Of course, we have the price action itself. We have the major support, as long as we have a confluence of 3 to make sure that our chances of success are 80% approximately. So that is what we're currently seeing. That being said, here in Ethereum, we also still have our short running, and that would be perfect if the market crashes a bit further, because for now we have put our take profit orders around here at 1503, which would bring us to a profit of about 11% in this move downwards. And of course it could still go down further, but we will have to see. For now, this would be a very decent trade to take. If we have a look at DOT, here we already started to anticipate for potential longs. Of course, we also do that in separate bits to kind of separate our risk, but here you can see. And we also have the next order ready here at 5.63, which is quite likely to be reached actually. If the market does crash down, DOT has a major support right here, as you can see from this point and this point, and actually also from all the way over here in October of 2022. This is already an important level to take care of, or to keep in mind. If that does break, we could go all the way back down to 5.13 and maybe even towards that 4.7. So those are kind of the next levels for entries. For now, however, we shall see. Let us have another look at, for instance, AVE. I am debating currently if we want to start getting in right here, because AVE is already pretty close to this trend line. And if the markets do fall further, there is a good chance that we'll break this trend line or this support right here. And if that is the case, then we can move quite far back to that 65. So for the coming days, I want to be calm and collected, not rush into any new long positions just yet, but make sure that we make the most of the advantages that the market gives us. So that 71.4 approximately is the first target that I'm looking at to make sure, or to see what the market is doing, how it is reacting. And the next one is 65.8, and then we could look at maybe that 57 or here around that 58. That is how we are currently aiming to play the market. Hopefully that was useful to you. Hopefully you kind of have an idea of how you want to play the coming days and maybe even weeks. And don't forget to keep calm, keep cool, and keep compounding. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye.